Today, I'm going to be showing you one method of printing out a stencil. A stencil is something you can apply to the skin to give yourself the structure for what your tattoo is going to be. It's a reference in a sort. It's a reference that sits on the skin and shows you how the body's going to move while you're tattooing. It's very important. There's multiple ways to do it. This is just one. Today, I will be using a regular HP printer and a Life Basis stencil thermal printer. What I have in my hands is a regular iPad. Just any iPad that can run Procreate will do just fine. Once again, this is just one method. Now, in this case, the iPad serves the same purpose as a computer. A computer can print something out to that same printer the exact way that I'm about to do this. You can also hand draw it. Hand drawing a stencil for the thermal printer means it has to be black lines that it can read, much like we're going to do with the iPad. Now right here, what I have in my hands is a stencil of Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. I'll show you in a different tutorial how you could make something like this on the computer or with your iPad or even hand drawing. It's all a possibility, but what we have here is a line drawing. This is gonna be the easiest thing for the printer to read, and this is how you're gonna wanna go about it until you understand the printer a little bit better. Now that we are in front of the printer, we're going to go ahead and turn it on with this switch back here. We're going to leave it on mirrored because that will make this image print out exactly how we see it, almost as if we were going to put the image directly on the skin. We're going to take our Spirit thermal paper. That's just the brand of this one. It's the thermal paper that matters, printer-based thermal print. You take out the safety paper. That's this second layer right here. You take it out. We're going to be throwing that away. What we have left is regular paper, carbon paper, and a safety paper. Now we're going to grab the safety paper, hold it up in our hands, put the spine away from us, take it behind the printer, feed it into this back mouth, open up the clip. We're going to bring the paper through. Sometimes the clip falls down on it. It's okay. And you're gonna clip it. You're gonna try to get it as centered as possible and as even on both sides, not hanging onto either of the kind of thighs in the back of it. Clip it down. This structure paper right here is gonna come all the way off. What's gonna remain is carbon paper and the transfer. We're gonna take the drawing, we're gonna face it towards the printer, put it into the reader. It's red. Pull the printer towards us. Hold on to your transfer paper, which should be hanging out. A little bit should be hanging out at the end. And you're gonna press copy. Now, as it munches on that stencil, you're gonna pull on the piece of paper just gently. You're just guiding it. This is best to do with the cheaper machines. More expensive machines might do this whole process for you, to be honest. But this is what most people are gonna have access to. This is a common machine. Now, if we want that to be printed the other way too, we'll press mirror, so now it's unmirrored, and we'll do the same process on the same piece of paper. It'll just keep going. It'll just keep printing it down the line. And because I put the image in the middle, it's gonna print it in the middle. Now, if I put it on the right side here and it's mirrored, it's gonna go over here, unmirrored, it's gonna go directly where it is in proportion to the piece of paper, because this entire gap is a reader. Okay, now I'm gonna unfold it. Now I have a piece of paper and I have carbon. I'm gonna take the piece of paper away from the carbon. And you'll see two versions of this guy. I hope I'm in front of the camera right here. And you'll see that it is a stencil that you can now place on the skin. When I was referring to the back mouth of the machine, I'm talking about behind it, back here. Let's get my hand on it right there. This is the clip. The piece of paper is going to come through this way and come through here, through the mouth. The clip is going to clip it so that the spine is on this side. And this paper right here should be facing upwards, like in the video. So when you pull it, you should be seeing the carbon appear in front of you, meaning that the piece of transfer is behind here. And then here are the buttons that we were talking about. This mirrored button just mirrors the image. Now, it can be confusing at first, but mirrored means exactly what I said earlier. It's gonna be just like the image that you place into it. And this is the reader right here. A little bit of a short one, but I want to keep the videos concise so that you can find exactly where in the process you're having issues. So in the next video, I'm going to cut that stencil up and I'm going to show you how to properly place a stencil onto the skin. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time.